I've always smoked. Because we watched Season 7, Episode 22, The Invitations. So, Katie.
Hello.
How'd you like The Invitations?
I think I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write a lot. I think I was just watching and enjoying it.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, see you next time.
It was a fine episode, I think.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was fine. I remembered most of it. I remembered the Kramer thing, the Jerry girlfriend thing.
For me, this was a sort of a finally moment because I know that this happened.
Oh, I remembered Susan dying too.
Yeah.
You've just been waiting for them to kill her off, and
because I know that that's also how she died. So,
yeah.
Now it's finally here, and I'm actually seeing it for the first time.
So The Invitations was written by Larry David. It was directed by Andy Ackerman. It aired on May 16th, 1995. Vulture.com ranked it as the 16th best episode.
I think that's high.
Would you care to listen to their synopsis?
Synopsis?
Synopsis? Even if George didn't directly kill Susan, the way he deals with what would be a tragic moment is so brutally uncomfortably funny that it hurts almost as much as actual grief. I don't think any of that happened.
No.
There was literally a minute of the episode after which he finds out that she died, and then the tag.
Which you laughed at, because I don't think you remembered that he immediately called Marissa Tomei.
No. Fantastic reaction. Screen Crush ranked it as a much more middling 82 out of 180.
Sure.
That's probably a little low, I think. And do you want to hear what they had to say? This episode premiered in 1996, before the age of DVR. In those days, you had to tape shows if you wanted to rewatch them, which I frequently did for the first-run Seinfelds.
Where is this going?
And when the show killed off poor Susan with poisoned envelopes, and then the gang reacted by going to Monk's for a bite to eat, I was so shocked at their, and the show's callousness, that I rewound the scene and watched it several times. I couldn't believe it. To be honest, I still can't.
Oh, come on. George spends the whole episode going, maybe she'll get on a plane. Maybe it'll crash. Maybe I'll just disappear without a trace. Maybe I'll go to Staten Island and then have no clothes. He's a terrible jerk the entire time. And this person is shocked that they kill her.
In 2005, TV Guide had a list of the 10 most shocking television moments.
Okay.
And Susan being killed off came in at number 8.
Oh. What were the others?
I don't know.
Okay.
IMDb ranked it as 37th best episode.
That feels right.
With an 8.6 out of 10.
Let's throw it back to last week when I asked you if you remembered the invitations.
If you're sending out invitations, don't skimp on the envelopes.
Well,
I think I nailed it.
I'll read the synopsis. George takes a final shot at ending his engagement. Jerry falls in love with somebody just like him. Kramer fights with the bank over the word hello. The things I do for you, George. She really has, he looks at one of the cheapest invitations. She puts up no fight. She doesn't say, let's turn the page and look at one other one.
There's no discussion, no argument.
She just gives in.
Oh, come on. Let's.
Nope. Okay.
I do think that probably the amount of time that a couple puts into their wedding invitations is disproportionate to the amount of time that their guests look at the invitations.
If it were up to men, they just walk around sticking flyers on windshields saying party.
Not even printed, just marker on paper.
Yep. They go to Melody Stationers, which was a real place.
Oh, yeah?
Now closed. Because the internet exists.
Vistaprint put them out of business? If you were to go to a commercial place, is this how you would pick envelopes? They'd give you a giant book?
I don't know. It feels very quaint.
Mm.
Even if you went to Staples, you can, or Michael's, they have boxes and you print your own, everything. The big book that has to be ordered from somewhere, it obviously existed. It's probably way more expensive, unless you went for the super cheap one. You look like a lily.
I really like this Kramer forgetting Susan's name. He's vomited on her, been to her cabin.
Yeah.
He burnt it down.
Yep.
Outed her father is gay. And just absolutely no.
This is like on Arrested Development. Anne? Plant?
Just can't.
Bland? George is freaking out. Says nothing can stop it now.
Why didn't he just break it off with her? I can't go through with that, Jerry.
I'd rather be unhappy for the rest of my life than face that scene.
It's got to be a pretty bad scene.
So, their wedding is in 1 month. Elaine comes in. She's like, hey, it's in a month.
They're just buying the invitations?
They don't have rings yet. Susan, when they get the invitations shipped from New Jersey, which is presumably in a couple days, she goes, don't forget, we're going ring shopping tomorrow. Like,
and we're not going to skimp.
What have they been doing this whole time?
I can explain all of this, and it makes total sense. This episode was written by a man.
Yeah. I'm sure in Larry David's mind, you walk to a store, there's a big binder, you point to something, and then the next week you have your wedding, right?
So they're 6 weeks out, a month out from their wedding, basically?
1 month.
Yeah, he says it's early June, right?
Well, Elaine comes in and says it's a month to your wedding.
Yeah.
And that's the same day or the next day.
So the other thing that shocked me is at the end of the episode, when Jerry says he's getting married September 21st, the first day of fall. So it's June to fall. He's going to be engaged for 4 months and then get married.
Well, apparently it doesn't take very long to put together.
Well, he's found the one. He's looking for himself this whole time.
I've swept myself off my feet.
I was thinking this is perfect for a narcissist. Is that what a narcissist is looking for in a relationship? Themselves? They think that they are the best thing. So they would want...
I think they would want...
themselves, but then they want to be the best thing, so they wouldn't want anything competing with themselves.
Yeah,
they want something that they can
want someone to push down. Yeah. Do you think Jerry's a narcissist? Do you think Larry David's a narcissist?
I think they have certain narcissistic tendencies and or parts of their personality.
Well, later, of course, Jerry realizes that I can't be with someone like me. I hate myself.
It's just way too much. Cereal 3 times a day. What do you think about ordering cereal in a restaurant?
I've yet to see cereal on the menu where it wasn't a continental breakfast. Do you think it's not on the menu and they just have it because
Jerry goes there all the time?
Yeah.
What do you charge for a bowl of cereal?
In the 90s?
$1?
$2? Yeah. Bowl of Cheerios, not too much milk. For some reason, I was more on board with ordering Cheerios at the restaurant than cornflakes.
Do you think Cheerios is a superior cereal to cornflakes?
Yes, 100%.
I will strongly disagree with that.
Cornflakes?
Yeah.
You never buy cornflakes.
No, I never eat cereal.
You eat cereal every single day. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I got you there.
I never eat cereal with milk.
Just because you put it on top of a yogurt doesn't mean you don't eat it every single day.
It's protein cereal. It's special cereal.
It's special. My wife went to Syracuse and bought it for me for $10 a box. American.
I wouldn't buy... That's way too expensive. You shouldn't have bought that. Yeah, if I were buying my own cereal... if I was buying cereal just for me.
Yeah?
I was the only one. I would never get Cheerios.
This is mind-blowing to me.
We should some bonus episode. We should do a top 10 cereal list.
Never,
or we should do
never
a
once in your
draft.
life, cereal draft, 100%. Never once have you ever mentioned cornflakes. You've been grocery shopping where you bought cereal and you didn't buy cornflakes. I don't understand this.
Selfless. Care more about your and our daughter's pleasure than my own.
I'm sure she'd like it too. It's like saying you like shredded wheat is your favorite, and it's never crossed the
Shredded
threshold.
wheat is a trash cereal.
Shreddies?
Tastes like the box that it comes packaged in. Shreddies are great. Shreddies better than Cheerios.
I don't like shreddies. I don't think. Okay, we have to do a bracket. I don't think shreddies are better than shredded wheat.
You don't think Shreddies are better than shredded wheat?
If shredded wheat is the box cereal came in, shreddies are like the fence around the wheat field.
I'm not talking about mini wheats. You're talking about shredded wheat, like the giant brick.
Yeah.
You'd rather have that.
Yeah.
The cereal you need a knife and fork to consume. You'd rather have that than Shreddies?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's the smaller shredded wheat?
Are you going to get on a plane anytime soon? What's the smaller shredded wheat?
Yeah, it's not
Mini
frosted
wheats.
mini. No, it's not frosted mini wheats. It doesn't have frosting. It's just like little pillows of shredded wheat.
I think those were so bad that they discontinued them in the 90s.
We haven't talked about my all-time favorite cereal.
Corn
Bran.
Just because you get to act like a cat.
It looked like cat food. It was a weird child.
Was.
Straight-haired Elaine is pushy, I wrote.
Is she wearing a wig?
I didn't think it was a wig. When will she wear wigs?
I think this is a wig.
Why?
I think we've possibly talked about this in the podcast before, but I think that in the Wigmaster episode, has she cut her hair really short yet?
Yeah. And we said how great she looked. I think it was Wigmaster. It's like between her chin and her shoulder.
I think later on there's maybe I'm cut all this out. I'm wrong.
I won't cut it out. You're wrong about something. I'm leaving it all in.
I think later on she cuts her hair in real life and then she wears wigs.
Oh.
In the episodes. We'll have to check my facts.
She wants to be in the wedding party. She demands to be in the wedding party.
She's a close friend.
She's got this all wrong. You don't want to be in a wedding party. You just want to attend and have no
fun.
obligations.
I think Elaine's character is poorly used in this episode. She doesn't really have any motivations. No. She doesn't really do anything.
No.
She wants to be in the wedding. Then she doesn't want to go with Kramer. She wants to go with Jerry. But then later on, she's like, I want to find a man and get out of here. I'm done with you, bozos. And then she kind of doesn't do anything else.
Would it surprise you to learn there were 3 deleted scenes with Elaine?
I didn't know there were 3 deleted scenes with Elaine. I knew there was several deleted scenes.
Well, which ones do you know about?
The ones involving George Steinbrenner.
Those are with Elaine.
Oh.
Okay, so the first one, she's at Yankee Stadium. I guess she goes to George's office to demand to be in the wedding party. And then she says, I can't go without a date. And Steinbrenner, like, overhears or something and forces himself on her as her date to the wedding.
Forces himself?
On her as her date to the wedding and threatens that if George doesn't make Elaine go with him, then he's fired. Then the next deleted scene, Elaine and Steinbrenner go to dinner and he starts talking in his usual way, telling a ridiculous story that has no point. But then he makes them switch seats and Elaine like catches it and she starts telling a ridiculous story with no point.
It's like a disease.
It's like Freaky Friday or something. And then the third Elaine Steinbrenner scene, she's now like fully inhabited his personality and is telling this ridiculous story about how she was going through Chicago O'Hare Airport without shoes after losing them on a plane, and she's never felt more comfortable in her life. So she was used in this episode, and I think they rightfully cut it all out.
So they famously cut out the George Steinbrenner scenes because he was a bad actor.
Larry David?
Larry David cut out those scenes. Like, they had the actual George Steinbrenner in these scenes.
After having the body double this whole time?
Yes.
Oh! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it was the real Steinbrenner on a date with Elaine?
I guess so.
Oh my god. Do these deleted scenes exist anywhere?
I don't know.
I just thought it was the back of that guy's head with Larry David's voice. Huh.
There was also more Jean Ann Garofalo scenes.
Sorry, what's her name?
Oh, we didn't do the guest stars yet, did we?
No. Sorry, what was her name?
Jean Ann Garofalo. So who are the guest stars? Well, we had Heidi Swedberg.
R.I.P.
Who apparently for months after this episode aired would be like stopped on the street and people would tell them like how upset they were with the show for killing her off.
I was so sorry to hear of your passing.
And Jason Alexander actually said there was an incident where like a fan like accosted him because of how he acted when Susan died.
Did people like Susan?
Mm.
We're not supposed to like her.
Maybe this is the like inflection point where like it's like up until this it's been like 7 years where there's been like they've been doing bad things but like people can relate, and now it's like this is the point where like the way that they act is beyond the pale. So we had Jean Ann Garofalo.
Why do you keep saying it like that?
I don't know, she pronounced her name like that one time in an interview.
Okay.
I thought it was funny. Janine Garofalo, who played Jenny Steinman. She's been in a billion things. She was in The West Wing.
Really?
24.
I don't remember that.
Felicity.
Really?
Yeah. I went through and like, you know, when people are in things like they're usually in like one episode of this TV show.
Yeah.
She was like 13 episodes of The West Wing, 24 episodes of 24, like 9 episodes of Felicity. She was also in like more standard things that you expect her to be in. The Larry Sanders Show, The Ben Stiller Show, 14 episodes of SNL.
Was she a cast member on SNL? Or did she host 14 times?
I think she was a cast member. 14 times seems like a lot to host. Although, like, she's had a long career.
Yeah, I don't know.
She was also in Wet Hot American Summer.
Mm-hmm. Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Reality Bites.
She invented the fast-burning cigarette.
In Romy and Michelle's. The fast-burning cigarette.
It's like a extra short, fast cigarette so that when you have only a short smoke break, you can smoke the whole thing.
Is that a real thing or something just for that movie?
I think it's just for that movie. I like the Post-it.
We had Victor Rader Wexler.
Sorry, what?
Victor Rader Wexler. Sounds like you're trying to tell like somebody your postal code. You're like PRX. Victor Rader Wexler, who played Dr. Wexler, who was the doctor in the final scene. He was in Minority Report, Troll Hunters, Tales from Arcadia, and Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. We also had Stephen Root. Played Mr. Lager. He was in Office Space, Dodgeball, A True Underdog Story, and Batty.
Batty. This came out after Office Space, right?
I don't think so.
No?
When did Office Space come out? I want to say this was before. 1996 is before Office Space came out.
You're right, 1999.
I believe you have my stapler.
I was hoping... That's a good impression.
I do it.
I was hoping that when Kramer was sitting at his pine desk, he would say something like, it's my stapler.
There's no way that desk was pine. I kind of like that they left in this awkward, like, moment, which you would probably deal with in real life.
Yeah.
But, like, normally in TV shows, they would be like, let me just cut this out.
So George goes over and he lights a cigarette and he's coughing and making himself sick, and then he comes over and demands that Susan sign a prenup, and she's cackling.
I make more money than you.
I think they dubbed in extra laughing.
I really liked how they decided, like, no explanation. I've always smoked. Like,
yeah. When I moved in with you, I smoked, and I quit before, like, the day we moved in together.
I thought you quit before that.
I know.
Finding out things about you now.
The day before I moved in with you, I threw out the rest of a carton of cigarettes, and it was quite a few.
A carton? You were
Yes.
buying them by the carton?
I'd been somewhere, and I bought a carton at the airport.
Mm.
They were Marlboro Lights.
Mm.
And I threw them away for thee.
Why do you think I cared?
I had an impression that you didn't like smoking.
Well, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Thought Susan was very not progressive by not wanting any female ushers at her wedding.
I wrote down, I don't want any woman ushers at my wedding. She looks disgusted.
She and Elaine got along great when they were like buddy friends.
I don't want Kramer either. He's too weird. He'd fall down or something.
So back to the prenup. Like, I think it's reasonable that a viewer would forget that Susan is from a rich family.
Yes, only because we never see her talk about work anymore. Right? Well, she doesn't work at NBC anymore.
No, but her family
but she's also, I know. But like, we only ever see her sitting on the couch in George's apartment.
Mm. But George should remember that.
George is an idiot. When Kramer goes to the bank and the teller says, hey, and Kramer's upset that that's hey is not hello.
Mm-hmm.
That's such an old people thing. Like, how many times when you were a kid did some old person say to you, hey is for horses? As if it was like so offensive to say hey.
So I'll give you that. I think though, what is this marketing like? Here's how we're going to differentiate our bank from any other bank. When you walk in,
we say hello.
We'll say hello to you. And then how small is this bank that it's like, we'll just talk to the manager and
his desk is right there.
Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think Kramer deserved the $100 for not being said hello to?
No.
You don't think he earned he
didn't earn $100?
You don't think he deserved? This is the cornflakes Cheerios of our times.
Hey is a greeting with H. How's $20 sound?
Nobody said hello to me when I entered. I get $100.
Because you're a pedant. You're pedantic. You and Kramer.
It wasn't what I said to do. I didn't say, if you don't say hello to me, give me $100. You said, if I don't say hello to you, I will give you $100. And you didn't say hello to me.
You know what? I don't want a free iPod or whatever for switching banks. I want free stuff for staying with my bank.
Mm.
I want rewards for staying with Rogers for 30 years.
Yeah.
I thought Susan never looked prettier than when she was sadly licking envelopes. Except at the end when her mouth is all dried up.
Yeah, she got that thing where it's like women that get lip injections after like 6 weeks and they have to go and get like refill. It gets all like wrinkly.
It's very specific. But before, she just, I don't know, she looked pretty. Her hair was long and...
She overlicked. Like...
The glue does not adhere very well.
It's true, but like the way that she was going to town on those envelopes made me feel uncomfortable.
When I sealed all the envelopes for our wedding invitations,
mm-hmm.
I cut a little rectangle out of a sponge
mm-hmm.
and I had a little bowl of water and I went zoop zoop, no licking at all.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder. Also got a stamp with our return address on it, so I didn't have to write anything.
It's very smart.
Thank you.
I feel like the sponge technique, like, I can't prove it, but I think it came out in reaction to this television episode.
But I'd never seen it.
It just entered the zeitgeist.
I really don't have much else. I think Jerry's very cute when he's in love. When he does the, like, flash forward to him and Kramer alone together. I thought old Jerry was very handsome, and I wish old Jerry now looked like old Jerry
then.
in the show.
They did a better job of... Usually they do the exact wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a TV show from the 90s and you see like whoever at 60 years old, and now they're 60 years old, and like they look decrepit and I don't know.
They put a little bit of gray at his temples and put some glasses on him. I think he has a face that needs hair.
So this year, the story came out that Jerry Seinfeld and Michael Richards were offered $500 million to film a sitcom together.
What?
It would be this two old men living across the hall from each other, probably eating Pop-Tarts.
And they said no?
They said no.
I guess I respect that.
I guess we didn't mention it, but this is the last episode of season 7.
Wow.
The last episode where Larry David is listed as an executive producer.
Why did he leave?
Just stagnant, I think.
But then he came back.
Just for the finale.
Oh.
He also does a couple more voiceovers of George Steinbrenner in season 8.
So I have some corrections.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we were talking about Inside the Actors Studio.
Sure, yeah.
James Lipton is the host. I couldn't remember his name.
Oh.
We were just picturing Will Ferrell in costume.
From the soup thing?
Maybe. So Inside the Actors Studio is connected to the Actors Studio, the thing Mickey was
Trying out for. The show is a non-credit class for acting students where they get to ask questions. Hmm.
Yeah. So I decided to watch Days of Thunder.
Oh, yeah? How'd you like that?
Carrie Elways is in it for 2.5 minutes. Watch that whole movie.
Did you not like it?
It was pretty boring until I will admit that for the last race, I got really into it. But it was boring.
Do you remember the Days of Thunder ride at Canada's Wonderland?
Yes, I recognized the music in the movie from that. But I thought the song Danger Zone was in this movie, and I kept waiting for it.
Was it in Days of Thunder?
Yeah.
No.
What movie is that in?
Top Gun.
Oh, I haven't seen that either.
You haven't seen Top Gun?
No, I kept waiting for Danger Zone.
Top Gun Maverick? Beetlejuice?
No, I haven't seen Beetlejuice.
Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Ghostbusters 2?
No. But I wanted to bring up in Days of Thunder, the main sponsor of Tom Cruise's race car, Mellow Yellow.
Did we ever figure out if they still sell Mellow Yellow?
No.
They don't, right?
Oh, I have a correction about caffeinated drinks. So, loyal listener Tom sent a correction about caffeinated drinks. I'll just read it. You couldn't add caffeine to drinks that were clear or fruit flavored in Canada. The idea being it was to keep kids from drinking them, so Mountain Dew didn't have caffeine. Crystal Pepsi was caffeine free, possibly. And that's why Red Bull was not allowed and was all smuggled in originally because it's yellow clear, I guess. But they changed the rule by calling things health supplements, and that was how you got energy drinks and Mountain Dew caffeinated.
When I was in university,
Mm-hmm.
My roommate imported a case of Red Bull, and it was when it came in like the tiny little glass bottle.
Glass bottle?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember
that was how you get it in Thailand as well. And he was like, I got 50 Red Bulls. I'm going to be selling them to everyone. He thought he was going to like mark it up. And like that year they changed the rules and just energy drinks were everywhere. Have you ever had caffeinated water?
Coffee.
No. Water with caffeine in it.
No.
No.
Have you ever taken caffeine pills?
I've never taken caffeine pills, but I have had caffeinated water.
Where do you get caffeinated water?
I got it at the Hasty Market in Etobicoke at Burnhamthorpe and
what was it called?
I don't know, probably like
what did it taste like?
Very bitter.
Yuck.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I don't know, probably 14.
What did you do all hopped up on caffeinated water?
One time, my friends and I found a wallet out on the street, and we found the guys, whoever it was, their driver's license, and we like went to the apartment building and returned their wallet, and they gave us a reward, and we took that money and we went to the store and we bought Jolt Colas.
I'm picturing you, Bart, Milhouse, Nelson. This is a caper.
Let's go crazy Broadway style.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well.
So next week, we're not starting season 8 yet.
Are we doing the thing next week?
We're doing a thing next week.
Okay, we're doing the thing. Are we going to tell them what it is, or are we going to keep it a secret?
It's a bonus episode.
Bonus episode next week. Look out for the bonus episode.
That's all we'll tell you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Believe it or not, this is our podcast. Please subscribe at the end. If you subscribed, we would be happy. Please subscribe to us. Believe it or not, it's our podcast.
Is that a Seinfeld reference?